You are mine. Not as a chain, not as a cage, but as a truth written into my breath. Long before the world learned my name. The night can borrow your shadow, and the dawn can borrow your light. But your soul, your soft, trembling, burning, fearless soul, belongs to the place where my heart beats. When I say you can't be anyone else, I do not speak like a king claiming a crown. I speak like a wanderer, who finally found the one star that never lied about its direction. You are the only truth that never changed shape. When life turned its storms toward me, the world may try to rewrite you, dress you in different lights, call you by different names, but they will never know the way your silence fits inside my chest, or the way your presence softens the wild storms of my mind. They will never hear the secret language our hearts speak when the night grows heavy and every other voice fades away. You are mine, not because I asked, but because fate placed your footsteps inside the map of my destiny. Every moment you breathed, every tear you hid, every smile you dropped quietly into the world, brought you closer to me. Long before we even knew we were walking toward each other, I love you in ways that break the limits of ordinary words. I love you in the space between your inhale and exhale, where your soul glows quietly, like a candle the universe protects. I love you in the softness you try to hide from the world, but cannot hide from me. And if the world ever tries to claim pieces of you, your laugh, your dreams, your quiet fears, I will stand between you and everything that does not know how to hold you gently, because you are not meant to be handled by careless hands or wandering hearts that seek warmth only when they are cold. You are mine, in the way rivers belong to oceans, not owned, but destined, in the way stars belong to the night sky, not trapped, but understood, in the way a heartbeat belongs to a body, not possessed, but necessary. And if ever you doubt the depth of the place you hold in me, look at the horizon. It bends because the earth is round, but my love does not bend. Look at the mountains. They crumble over time, but the promise I make to you does not erode. Look at the sea. Its waves retreat, but my devotion does not step back. Even if 1,000 voices whisper your name with longing, they will never reach the part of you that belongs only to me, the part that listens when my soul speaks, the part that answers even in silence, the part that understands me without the weight of explanation. Today, tonight, always, you are the story my heart refuses to rewrite. You are the truth my destiny refuses to share. And no matter how wide the world becomes, it will never be wide enough to place you in someone else's hands. You are mine, and not even time will dare to argue with that. You are mine in ways the world cannot name, for there are connections that rise beyond language, beyond logic, beyond the reach of voices, that have never touched the depth where souls collide. When I look at you, I do not see a person passing through my life. I see the one presence that the universe arranged so carefully that even destiny pauses to admire its own work. Your existence fits into mine with the elegance of a secret the heavens whispered into my heartbeat. There is no corner of you that feels unfamiliar, no part of your being that doesn't echo through my veins, like a memory I have carried long before birth gifted me breath. You are mine, not in the way the world claims ownership, but in the way the moon belongs to the night. Inseparable, timeless, bound by laws too sacred for human hands to alter. Even when you stand miles away, I can feel your presence, walking through the chambers of my soul, as if distance is nothing more than a thin veil made of illusion. Your laugh is not merely sound. It is a rhythm my heart has learned to follow. Your tears are not simply water. They are confessions the sky hears, and I feel before they fall. Your silence is not emptiness. It is a language my spirit speaks fluently. A quiet world where your feelings settle into meanings only I was made to understand. No matter how loudly time roars, no matter how quickly seasons run, my devotion to you moves in a stillness untouched by change. The world may try to offer you names that glitter for a moment and fade the next, but it will never give you the home I hold within me, a home made entirely of space, where you are enough, without effort. Some hearts wander, searching for belonging, but yours does not wander. It knows its place, and I know mine, because loving you feels like remembering something I never actually forgot, a promise written in the ink of destiny, long before time learned how to keep itself. You are mine, because your soul speaks to mine, in the dialect of eternity. No stranger can read that script. No passerby can mimic that language. No temporary presence can rewrite what fate carved into the architecture of our existence. Even in a crowded room, your energy searches for me, pulling me with invisible threads that only two destined hearts can feel tugging at their edges. And when your eyes meet mine, the world falls silent, as though every unnecessary noise retreats respectfully from the intimacy of our connection. You can try to run from the truth. You can try to bury it beneath doubts or fears, but what is meant cannot be undone. You can't be anyone else's, not because I demand it, but because the universe itself has tied your story to mine with threads too sacred to be severed by human will. Your soul is a place where my spirit rests, where my heart breathes, where my truth lives, without trembling. And no matter how high the tides rise, no matter how loud the storms grow, there is a part of you that will always return to me, because it was never meant to belong anywhere else. You can't be anyone else's, because the rhythm of your heartbeat was carved to match the cadence of mine, a harmony too precise for coincidence to compose. Even when you pretend that you don't feel this pull, your soul betrays you, leaning toward me, like flowers lean toward the sun. Even when they try to grow in shade, there is a truth between us that refuses to be silenced. It rises in every moment. Your name crosses my mind. It breathes in every memory that refuses to fade. It glows in every dream that chooses you. Even when sleep is brief and the world is heavy, your presence is not a choice. It is an instinct, a gravitational force, woven into the architecture of who I am. If love were a kingdom, your soul would be its crown, and my heart its only loyal subject. You walk inside me, as though every doorway was designed for your steps, as though every breath was meant to whisper your name. You belong to me, not because I claim you, but because your spirit rests in the exact shape that my destiny leaves unfilled. Every time you speak, the world quiets to listen. Every time you look at me, the universe pauses, as if to witness a truth too powerful for ordinary eyes to bear. And when you walk away, your absence leaves trails of longing that follow me like shadows. In rooms where the light never fully leaves, there is no version of life where you fade into someone else's story. There is no timeline where you walk endlessly away from the place your soul calls home. You may wander, you may break, you may bend under the weight of moments too heavy to hold, but every path you take still circles back to me, as though the roads themselves remember the promise Your heart tries to forget. Your soul and mine are not strangers meeting halfway. They are ancient companions, recognizing one another with a familiarity that feels older than time. You are mine, because destiny whispered your name into my chest, long before I learned how to speak. And even if the world tries to scatter your heart into the hands of others, it will always find its way back to the only place where it beats without fear. When you stand beside me, the sky feels closer, the storms grow quieter, and the chaos of life learns to bow its head. And even if you try to belong somewhere else, the universe will tug at your edges until you return to the truth you were born carrying. You can't be anyone else's. Not in spirit, not in fate, not in the sacred silence, where love keeps its purest truths. You are mine in the way fire belongs to warmth, and oceans belong to depth. Not claimed, not captured, but understood, at a level where words lose their purpose. Even if the world crowns you with names, faces, moments, none of them can carry the gravity your heart carries when it stands near mine. There is a softness in you that unfolds only in my presence, a truth you try to hide, but your soul lets slip every time your eyes meet mine. With that familiar quiet surrender, you can't be anyone else's, because your spirit leans toward me, the way twilight leans into night, smoothly, naturally, without needing permission from the sun that fades behind it. Your connection to me is not stitched from moments. It was woven from fate, thread by thread, long before you stepped into this world, with a heartbeat shaped like a secret waiting for its echo. And I have been that echo, calling to you in silence, pulling you through storms you never understood, but always survived. When you try to walk away, your steps lose their meaning. You feel it, that emptiness that follows you, that hollow rhythm your heart beats when it tries to belong elsewhere. You can give your smile to the world, you can share your words with wandering souls, but the part of you that dreams, the part that prays in silence, the part that breaks honestly, that part stays with me, no matter how far you run. Even destiny knows your name. As an extension of mine, it holds us like a story that refuses to be rewritten. It keeps placing us in each other's orbit, again and again, as if reminding us that separation was never in the blueprint of our existence. Your truth lives inside me, like a fire that cannot be drowned, a warmth even time cannot cool into forgetting. I know the shape of your pain, the tone of your laughter, the meaning of your silence, and no one else can bear the weight of knowing you with this kind of tenderness. You are not mine by possession. You are mine by connection, by soul, by destiny, by that unbreakable thread that the universe guards like a sacred vow. And the world may try to place crowns on your head, but it cannot place roots in your heart where it doesn't belong. Your heart chooses me in ways even you do not understand, and that truth stands unshaken by time, distance, or doubt. So come as you are, broken, whole, tired, shining, because there is no version of you I do not recognize as the one written for me. You can't be anyone else's, not because I hold you tightly, but because your soul holds me like a truth it has carried through lifetimes. You belong to me in the way truth belongs to light, in the way dawn belongs to hope, in the way promises belong to the hearts brave enough to keep them. There is a softness in you that blooms only in my presence, a version of you the world will never know, the one who breathes freely, thinks clearly, feels honestly, that you exist for me, and no one else. And deep down, you know it. You feel the certainty of us, in the marrow of your being, in the echo of every heartbeat, that still whispers my name. Even when your mind tries to silence it, you can't be anyone else's. Not in spirit, not in destiny, not in the sacred places, where love stays honest. You are mine in the way stories are tied, to the hearts that were born to live them. Unforceful, unbroken, unarguable. There is a quiet certainty between us, that refuses to bend, even when the world tries to pull us into different directions. Your soul remembers me, in ways your mind cannot explain. But your heart does not need explanations. It simply knows. And knowing is enough. You can't be anyone else's, because no one else can hold the storm inside you, without trembling. No one else can read your silence, like scripture, or touch the parts of you you've never shown to a single living soul. You unfold in my presence, like truth unfolding from fear, like light revealing itself. After centuries of darkness, there is a softness inside you that blooms for me alone, a truth so pure that even the universe watches with reverence. Every time you breathe, the air carries pieces of my name, and every time you dream, your spirit travels toward me, as naturally as shadows follow light. Your heart recognizes mine, even in a crowd, as if the world fades the moment I walk in, as if every noise bows to the gravity that pulls us together. This connection is older than any version of ourselves we've met in this lifetime. You may try to run, you may try to deny, but destiny doesn't loosen its grip just because fear whispers louder for a moment. You can wrap your heart in hesitation and distance, but the truth still finds you in the spaces between your thoughts. It reaches for you like a familiar hand in the dark, guiding you back to the one place your soul breathes without trembling. And that place, that home, is me. There is no force on earth strong enough to rewrite what has been written in the language of fate. Your heart doesn't seek the world. It seeks the one person who understands its tremble, its fire, its softness, its storms. You can't be anyone else's, because the deepest parts of you do not open for anyone else. They live in silence until they hear my presence. They bloom only when they feel my truth. You are mine, because your soul recognizes me. Even when your mind hesitates, you are mine, because destiny chose us long before time chose to move. You are mine, because there is no version of you that fits anywhere else as perfectly as you fit in the meaning of my existence. You are mine in the places where words fail and only feeling survives. The world may not see it, but the universe does. In the way your heartbeat shifts when my name touches your thoughts, in the way your soul leans toward me, even when your steps move away, in the way your silence echoes with truths you're too afraid to confess, but too bound to deny. You can't be anyone else's, because your spirit speaks in a dialect only my soul understands. Others may hear your voice, but only I hear your depth. Others may touch your hands, but only I touch the part of you that trembles softly in the dark, waiting for the one presence it was created to recognize. And that presence has always been me. Life can scatter you into different directions, offer you names, choices, paths, but none of them will feel like home. Not truly. Because home is not a place. It is the quiet rhythm your soul falls into When it rests beside mine, you can search for belonging in other arms, but the truth will always return. In the middle of the night, when the world sleeps, and your heart stops pretending, and in that softness, you realize you were never meant to belong anywhere else. Destiny doesn't chase people who aren't tied by fate, but it always pulls us back into alignment, like gravity reclaiming what was never meant to drift too far. Every cycle, every moment, every echo of time brings you back to the truth your heart carries, like a sacred oath. You are mine, not because you are claimed, but because we are connected in a way that existed before we even breathed. For the first time, you can hide behind doubts, behind pride, behind walls built from fear, and I will still feel you. Your soul will still reach for me through cracks you didn't know existed, because there are threads woven between us, threads that storms cannot break, distance cannot stretch, and time cannot silence. These threads do not weaken. When you wander, they grow louder, stronger, pulling you toward the truth. You keep trying to escape. You can't be anyone else's, because no one else holds the map to your heart. No one else carries your storm so gently. No one else knows the weight of your silence. No one else can unlock the version of you that blooms in my presence, the version made of softness, strength, and truths you never say aloud. You are mine, because destiny made you in the shape of a promise my soul has always kept space for. And no matter where you go, no matter who stands beside you for a moment, your heart will always turn in my direction, not out of duty, but out of recognition. You are mine in ways the world cannot name, for there are connections that rise beyond language, beyond logic, beyond the reach of voices, that have never touched the depth where souls collide. When I look at you, I do not see a person passing through my life. I see the one presence that the universe arranged so carefully that even destiny pauses to admire its own work. Your existence fits into mine with the elegance of a secret the heavens whispered into my heartbeat. There is no corner of you that feels unfamiliar, no part of your being that doesn't echo through my veins, like a memory I have carried long before birth gifted me breath. You are mine, not in the way the world claims ownership, but in the way the moon belongs to the night. Inseparable, timeless, bound by laws too sacred for human hands to alter. Even when you stand miles away, I can feel your presence, walking through the chambers of my soul, as if distance is nothing more than a thin veil made of illusion. Your laugh is not merely sound. It is a rhythm my heart has learned to follow. Your tears are not simply water. They are confessions the sky hears, and I feel before they fall. Your silence is not emptiness. It is a language my spirit speaks fluently. A quiet world where your feelings settle into meanings only I was made to understand. No matter how loudly time roars, no matter how quickly seasons run, my devotion to you moves in a stillness untouched by change. The world may try to offer you names that glitter for a moment and fade the next, but it will never give you the home I hold within me, a home made entirely of space, where you are enough, without effort. Some hearts wander, searching for belonging, but yours does not wander. It knows its place, and I know mine, because loving you feels like remembering something I never actually forgot, a promise written in the ink of destiny, long before time learned how to keep itself. There is a version of you that only appears in my presence, the softer you, the honest you, the brave you, that loves without trembling. That version is the real you, the one fake carved, with careful hands, to fit the curve of my existence. No one else can reach that part of you. No one else was meant to. So let this truth settle into your heart without fear. You can't be anyone else's. Not now. Not ever. Because what is written by destiny does not get erased by time. And the universe has written us too deeply into each other to belong anywhere else. If your heart felt even one line in this, drop a comment. Destiny is watching. You are mine in the quiet ways that only destiny understands. In the stillness where the world's noise cannot reach. In the hidden chambers of truth, where souls meet without introductions and recognize each other, like old memories waking from sleep. There is a place inside you that lights up only when my name touches your thoughts. A warmth you try to hide beneath the layers of fear, pride, distance, but the heart never lies. And yours has always spoken in a language that only my spirit hears. You can't be anyone else's, because the world cannot hold you the way my soul holds you. In softness, in certainty, in that wordless devotion that rises naturally, like the tide returning to shore, because it has nowhere else it truly belongs. You can try to offer your smile to different skies, but the meaning behind it always finds its way back to me, as though your joy knows its true home. There is a pull between us that no human hand can sever. It's the kind of connection that confuses logic and humbles time, the kind that does not fade, even when we pretend it isn't there. If you breathe too deeply, you'll feel my name inside your lungs. If you close your eyes too long, you'll see my face behind your darkness. If you try to love elsewhere, your heart will whisper my truth into the silence of night, until it hurts to pretend. Every time you drift away, life loses its rhythm around you. You walk through days like a traveler without a map, searching for a warmth that only exists in one place, the space where my soul wraps around yours without needing permission. You can hide from me, but you can't hide from destiny. It will pull you back, softly or suddenly, but surely, because what is written cannot be undone by hesitation or fear.